Laura Lindsay is going to be a mechanical engineer. Her mechanics were perfect when she won the NCAA Division III Golf Individual National Championship. UT Tyler, creating champions with student athletes. Welcome to the UT Tyler Coaches Show. I'm Danny Elzner with the coach of the #1 team on this planet, Mike Reed, softball coach. Interesting series against Hardin-Simmons. First of all, you're playing a conference series, your second time out of the gate. What was that like? You've only played one game, and then you jump right into conference.
And usually, you have the non-conference schedule to figure out things in your lineup, because it does take time in the season to do that. And typically, it's not always in a conference series. And then you're facing someone the quality of Hardin-Simmons who finished 4th last year in our conference standings. So, it was tough to play that early, but so to get to all 3 games, we were proud of that. And we're still in progress trying to fill some of those spots in the lineup and figure out who's going to be the everyday player.
Now, you were challenged in that 3rd game of the series, and at one point you were leading only 3, jumped out to a 3-0 lead, then it was 3-2. Hardin-Simmons had all the energy, all the momentum, and it was a good learning lesson for your team to turn that back and win handily. How did you turn all that around?
Absolutely, and with the schedule we're playing this year and the quality teams week in and week out, you're going to be in those situations. So for us to handle that well and respond the way we did, hopefully that's some of the experience and the maturity that we return. And we had to do something to get the momentum back, and hitting's contagious, and we had a couple of good at-bats early in that inning, and just like anything, it's kind of snowballed from there, and we were able to put up a big inning to put a little space between us.
One of your good hitters, Jackie Mendez, 5 runs batted in for the series. Talk about her.
Well, Jackie Mendez, again, one of those seniors that we just talk about, it seems like every week, and a terrific kid, hard worker, one of those kids that you just root for to have success because of the time she put in. A lot of people don't know, before the series this weekend, she came out 2 hours early because she wanted to hit extra and put some time in and work on her swing a little bit, and then later that day to have that kind of success. I mean, those are the kind of kids you root for in life. So we're super proud of her, and we're going to need a lot more of those days like from her this year to get where we want to go. Getting
the extra work in your new covered batting cages and the whole thing. And one of your standouts, again, no surprise, Kelsey Batten. Did she pitch twice for you? Got both 2 shutouts?
Yeah, she threw game 1 and game 2 for us, especially with the day in between. And Kelsey's usually thrown 2 out of the 3 games for us in a series. And when you get to tournament time and you have to play 1 game a day and things like that, so it was good for her to get those back-to-back games. And then, then we had contributions from Jaden and Elena along the way as well. But Kelsey certainly did a good job for us and pitched well this weekend.
Elena Kissinger, Jaden Rawls, they teamed up to win that 3rd game of the series, the one that was close. They got some great experience on the mound.
Absolutely, and Kelsey gets a lot of the headlines, and deservedly so. But we've got some other kids that can pitch and are going to help us this year that we're going to need when we go to Georgia for that tournament. You get in postseason, to win anything in softball, you have to win a tournament. And so, we just haven't got to these others as much yet, but we will. And Brittany Bledsoe and Maddie Phillips, both on our staff, I think they're going to contribute to that. And both of those others threw well this weekend, and they'll get more and more as we go.
Your offense. Brag on them some.
Gosh, it's still a little bit of a work in progress. That's what I told the girls. We're not hitting on all cylinders yet, but I don't know that you want to be this time of the year. And then we're still working at the bottom of the lineup with a couple spots where we're rotating several kids who have all done well in practice and earned some game at bats, and kind of rotating those through each game and going with the hot hand for that. And so we're still figuring that out. But I think we're hitting 360. So I told the girls, if you can hit 360 or 370 and not be firing on all cylinders, that speaks to the quality of depth that we have, and hopefully what the future holds down the road for us.
You've got an opponent this week. Where, when, and who?
Belhaven, who's coming from the NAIA ranks and joining the American South, and has been a top 20 in an NAIA power this weekend in Jackson, Mississippi. So we played two on Friday and 1 on Saturday. They played ETB last weekend and went down to the wire in the games. Really good team to go on the road. It's going to be a really good test, and again, just adds to the theme of our schedule of trying to really challenge this group and put them in those situations. So we're looking forward to it. Great program. Going to their place to play, we couldn't be more excited about the chance.
Patriot fans, head out to Jackson, Mississippi for the doubleheader on Friday and the single game Saturday. Support those Patriots, #1 in the world. More on the Patriots Coaches Show when we come back. Brittany Brunson is a health studies major. She wants to be a dietitian. She's had a steady diet of winning on the cross-country team. UT Tyler, creating champions with student athletes. Back at the UT Tyler Coaches Show with the men's golf coach here at UT Tyler, Craig McConnell. Last time you played, you were number 3 in the country. It's been a while since you played. When do you play again? You're going to be playing, I think, Monday in San Antonio. Talk about that.
That's right. We'll open up our spring season down in San Antonio, playing a predominantly Division II tournament. I think there'll be a couple Division I schools, but we'll be the only Division III team. It's a good way to get the season started. Normally there's pretty good weather down in San Antonio, so hopefully we get some good weather and can play a lot of golf.
And then the following week you'll be down in Kerrville, out in the hill country, pretty close to San Antonio.
That's right.
What's that like to travel that much in 2 successive weeks?
It's good from the playing perspective. If you're playing well, it's nice to get back and play again a week later. Kind of have a couple of days to decompress and retune up to get into competition again. It's difficult academically, so the guys have to stay on top of it and communicate well with their professors. But that one will be a completely different field than the one in San Antonio. The teams will all be different, and that'll be a good test as well to see how our off-season preparation has been and get underway with competition. And also playing in Kerrville, that's where Kerrville will host the American Southwest Conference tournament later this year, so you always have an eye on getting used to the course. Right. It's really beneficial for us to see the golf course. There'll be a couple other ASC schools there as well. The conditions might be a bit different in April, but we'll definitely have an advantage getting able to see the golf course, get used to some of the lines, get on the green complexes, and kind of get our feet wet. It's a great golf course, Comanche Trace, so I'm excited that we're going to host a conference there. Whoever plays best there will win, which is a great test of a great venue. Now eventually you'll be playing at home. You'll be playing here in Tyler. Talk about the Tyler Rose event. Yeah, I'm excited. This is the first year that it's going to happen. It's actually going to be just 2 other schools. Concordia, who's another top 10 ranked team in the country, and in our conference will be playing, and then also a school from Minnesota. Really? Augsburg, they'll be playing the national championship. They won their conference tournament in the fall. Wow. And we're going to do a kind of a one-day shootout for 36 holes. We'll tee off in the morning, have a break for lunch, and then play in the afternoon at Cascades, which our guys love playing out there, and they've done well over the years. So yeah, looking forward to it. Just see who's got it the best that day, and go for 10 hours and see who comes out on top. Mark your calendar for March 18th. That'll be the event at the Cascades, the Tyler Rose Shootout. That's right. But before then, you're going to the Alamo City and the Hill Country, back-to-back weeks. Good luck to you. Thank you. Thanks for coming in, Coach. Thank you. More on the Coaches Show when we come back.
Connor Benson is the defending cross-country conference champion, but his fastest time gets beat by an even better number, 3.44. That's his grade point average. UT Tyler, creating champions with student athletes. Back with the UT Tyler Coaches Show. Chris Bizot, tennis coach here at UT Tyler. You got a couple big teams coming in, Austin College and Southwestern this weekend. Talk about, is that Saturday? That's Saturday, right?
Saturday, yep.
Now talk about these 2 opponents coming in.
Yeah, actually, both of them have rather new coaches. They've been at their respective schools for a couple years, and they've done a really good job of building up those programs. Austin College is going to come in. They're much improved. They've gotten better over the last 2 or 3 years, and they're a younger team, but like I said, much improved. So it's going to be important for both of our teams not to think about some of these squads as they were in the past, but how they're building. And it'll be a good little match for us in the morning. And then Southwestern is going to be very similar. They have a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are playing. Coach Porter's done a really good job of building up that program. And so we're looking for a really good test, come Saturday. And we're hoping to have some good weather and have some good tennis.
Now you're playing at 9 in the morning, and then you're playing at 4 in the afternoon. A baseball, if you will, kind of like a baseball doubleheader. Mm-hmm. How tough is that for your athletes?
It's pretty grinding, but that's the nature of our sport. Most of our student athletes have played tournaments where they'll play 2-3 times a day. Wow. And so that is kind of the nature of our sport. So we're pretty used to it. It's why we have really good people helping us, like Howard, our trainer, and Chris Stonestreet, our strength coach, and it's why we do all these workouts and so we can prepare them for these types of days. these types of days really help us for when we play the top 10 teams in the nation, because just one of those matches is going to be like a doubleheader, where you're going to play some of the best in the business, and it might take 5 hours for just one.
Wow.
So playing two really helps us and prepares us for that as well.
When you come out to the Summers Tennis Center on the UT Tyler campus on Saturday for the whole day of tennis, wear blue. It's time for the blue out.
That's right. That's right. I know most of our athletic teams have done a blue out, so we're really hoping to get as many people as we can. We have a lot going on campus. I know there's baseball and there's basketball, but we're really hoping to get as many people as we can out for the Southwestern match. We're going to have free pizza at the match starts at 4. And we're doing free food for all the fans at 5 o'clock. So we're really hoping that y'all come out, enjoy some tennis, and help root us on to victory.
Free is key. Chris Bizot with the tennis program here at UT Tyler. More when we come back. Nikki Gordon's goal is to graduate with a degree in kinesiology. Here's another one of her goals. Reach your goals at UT Tyler. Creating champions with student athletes. Back with the UT Tyler Coaches Show, baseball coach Chris Bertrand is here with us. Before we talk about what you're doing this week, take us back to last weekend. Hosted a great tournament, the Clements Fluids Classic here at UT Tyler. Your center fielder, Sam Lane, another fantastic catch. You took on a number 7 team in the country in Trinity. You had great weather all the way through. Probably the best one of these Clements Fluids Classics that we've had.
I think so. I really do. And I think before we get into actually the tournament, it's only appropriate to go ahead and publicly thank Mr. and Mrs. Clements and Mr. and Mrs. Tarrant one more time. Their contributions and their generosity and what they mean to our baseball family makes that type of event possible. And so even though we're proud of the way in which we pulled it off and we were lucky and blessed to get what we got, Mr. Clements and his family really kind of are the front runners in making that event happen. We did have great weather. I thought we had quality baseball all weekend, man. When you look at the 6 ball games that took place on our field, I mean, what a great showcase of Division III baseball and of some great teams here in Texas and in the South in general. Happy with the way that our ball club played because I think we learned a lot about ourselves. When you look at the scores on the scoreboard, especially Friday and Sunday, and not just because they were losses, but when you look at the scores, or the box scores, I guess I should say, it's a 3-2 ball game going into the 8th on Friday night.
Right.
And we had a little bit of self-destruction. We shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. There's a lot we can learn from that. But I thought we played a great Centenary ball club. We got locked in a tight ball game. We took a lead. We lost a lead. We came back, made it within striking distance. And then we kind of unraveled a little bit late. But a lot we learned about ourselves. We played great baseball on Saturday in all 3 phases. Anytime you throw a shutout, you don't make any errors and you score 9 runs, there's no complaints whatsoever. And I think against a very good Texas Lutheran ball club, I think our guys just showed up ready to play. And it's always nice when you come off of a loss to see how your club rebounds. And we rebounded in a tremendous way on Saturday. And then in Sunday's game, I think the same thing. We had a lead through 5 innings and we're playing really well. We're challenging ourselves against a ranked ball club. And then a little bit of unraveling and self-inflicted wounds late in the ball game. You want to see that cleaned up. You want to see us try to shore that stuff up. But at the same time, we're competing well. I was proud of the effort my guys gave. I really was. And I told them that. I thought we played hard all weekend. I thought we hustled around the ballpark. I thought we put in a tremendous amount of effort. Our coaching staff put in a tremendous amount of work with scouting reports and game planning. And I thought we had 3 great game plans going into each one of those games. I think if we can learn how to make teams earn things and how not to give away so many free gifts, then we physically, from a baseball standpoint, we still believe in our club and we still think we've got a darn good ball club. And those are some things that we'll talk about this week in preparation for LSUA.
Well, Tyler Stallings hasn't given away anything. 2 starts, 2 wins, hasn't given up an earned run yet.
And you know what is really cool about that, Danny, is that not only is it a fact, I mean, it's there in front of us, but when you see the type of person Tyler Stallings is and you see the work that he puts in, it's not an accident. It's not an accident. It's not a fluke. It's not just that he's on a hot streak. Tyler Stallings has truly earned every opportunity that he's been given, and the work he put in the fall, in the off season, his goals and his missions and the things that he wants to get accomplished when you watch the way he works, it's no accident why Tyler Stallings is successful through the first 2 weeks of the season.
And you got a couple of 400 hitters. You got 2 400 hitters so far this season. Brag on them.
Well, I think our offense in general has been pretty good. You know, when you look at all 6 of our games, not only the Clements, but when you look at all 6 of our games, we've been putting up some runs. And so our offense in general, yes, absolutely, we're more than pleased. And those 2 guys, it's Bucky and I think it's Kelly Dorsett. Is that the other one? Or is
Trenton Buckhorn, is that Bucky?
Bucky, yeah.
All right, and Graham Welch.
And to see that a freshman is putting up those types of numbers, because Graham Welch is a true freshman. Talented kids. I think what a great job Eric has done in building this ball club, our recruiting coordinator. What a great job he's done in bringing in talented kids, because we've had to overhaul the offense, and what a great job he's done. And so those are 2 talented kids. I mentioned Kelly Dorsett. It's probably not batting average, but Kelly's on base percentages through the roof, and I'm not exactly sure what the number is, but we've tried out a couple of different lineups. Moved Kelly into the leadoff spot because of that on-base percentage. Yeah. Because of Bucky's numbers, we've moved him into the middle of our lineup and into our 3 hole, and so that's from number 2 to 3, because we want him, if he's going to put up some decent numbers, we want him to hit with runners on base a little bit. And so we've tweaked the lineup. We feel confident in the way we're swinging the bats. Those 3 names we mentioned, obviously 3 great players, and once again, I think that's another tribute to the work that those guys put in. I can tell you that even when we're not playing, I go down to the ballpark and Graham Welch is in the cages hitting almost every day. Trenton Buckhorn is in the cages hitting almost every day. Trenton's a guy where the story, we don't have enough time to tell the true story, but when you know about Bucky's story and you see the opportunity that he has in front of him and what he's doing with the opportunity, you can't say enough not only about them being 400 hitters, but once again, the types of people we have on this ball club. They earn it, they deserve it, and it's fun to be around people who are passionate about it, and they get fruits of their labor.
This weekend, you'll be coaching against one of your former players
yes.
at LSU Shreveport. You'll be bringing in LSU Alexandria.
Yeah.
It's a night game on Friday at 6 o'clock here at UT Tyler, and then a doubleheader again at Irwin Field against LSU Alexandria Saturday at 1 o'clock. Talk about coaching against one of your former players.
What a treat it is, you know. I mean, they say that the baseball coaches are a fraternity, and we truly are, but when members of that fraternity have a long past and they have a storied past, I consider him to be a great friend and one of the best friends that you could ever ask for.
Tell me his name.
His name's Brent Porsche. He was a player for us at LSU Shreveport. He was a catcher, and he played for us for 4 years. Then he joined our coaching staff as a graduate assistant. He was with our coaching staff for 2 more years. And so a member of our program for 6 of the 9 years that I was with LSU Shreveport. He left and he took over a position at Louisiana Tech for several years, and then obviously took over the program at LSU Alexandria. I think he's a wonderful baseball coach, and I think he's a phenomenal leader. I really do. When you look at what he took over something that wasn't in the position that they are now. He took over something that needed some work. It needed some overhauling. It needed a place on the map in NAIA baseball. He took over something that was a challenge. And not only has he met that challenge, but when you look at what they've done, they're a nationally ranked team. They've made the postseason twice. It's great to coach against a friend, but even more than that for both of us when we've spoken on the phone Sunday and Monday and Tuesday is that I think we're both really excited about challenging each other's ball club. You know, if we're going to make a run in the postseason, if we're going to win the American Southwest Conference regular season, you saw the teams that came in with Birmingham, Southern, and Trinity into the Clements Fluid Classic. If I'm going to win the American Southwest Conference, if we're going to win in the postseason, we're going to have to go through great teams. And Brent's going to bring a great team to our ballpark this weekend. And so more than anything, yes, we get to coach against a friend. Yes, we need to do some things and fix some problems that we've got. But at the same time, when you challenge yourself the way we're challenging ourselves early in the season, and Brent's club is a huge part of that, we're going to be seasoned and we're going to be really prepared when we start ASC play in 2 weeks.
Don't you want to play for this man?
I appreciate it.
Don't you love this energy? Coach Bertrand, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. More on the UT Tyler Coaches Show when we come back.
Thank you.
Leandro Sid Fernandez wants to be an engineer. Right now, he's trying to engineer his next goal. Reach your goals at UT Tyler, creating champions with student athletes. Back with the UT Tiger Coaches Show, Jamon Copeland, men's basketball coach, struggling to win on the road this season, but not last week. You go on the road twice, win them both. How big is that?
Yeah, it was good, you know, to win a couple on the road. We had really struggled this year on the road, especially in conference. So it was good to go 2-0 last weekend on the road.
And a big night for three-pointers. 18 three-pointers. What's that like as a coach to just sit back and watch that happen?
Yeah, you know, it feels good, especially that's been one of the areas we really struggled this year is shooting the ball, especially from three. And our guys have put a ton of work in the gym on their own and, you know, in practice. So it's good to finally see that come to fruition a little bit.
You've got a game back at you've got 2 games this week. Heritage Patriot Center, Thursday night, 7:30, and then Saturday at 3, both at the Harrington Patriot Center. Talk about your seniors. You've got so many seniors. I'm counting 6 different seniors on this team. Brag on these. What does that mean to have that much? What have they meant to you in this program?
Yeah, absolutely. We have 6 seniors, and we appreciate everybody to come out Saturday at 3 and really honor those guys.
Absolutely.
And set them out the right way. But they've just been great to coach. They're all coachable, great kids, and you know, and great teammates, which is that speaks to their character and what they've done for us.
Now talk about some of the teams you're going to be playing this week. Thursday night, who are you hosting?
University of Ozarks Thursday, and then Saturday, University of Texas at Dallas.
So what do they bring? You already played at their place.
We have.
First of all, your opponent Thursday night, what can you expect from them?
Yeah, so Ozarks, you know, they're gonna press you and throw different types of defenses at you all night. They're not really going to man you, but they'll throw all different types of zones at you. They got the leading scorer in the conference on their team.
Really?
He's got a really, really high motor, especially offensively. So it'll be tough to stop. And then Saturday we host UTD, and they're a little bit different. They're gonna pack line man you, and then they run job beat lines, 2-guard offense, and they shoot the heck out of it. So both games will be tough.
I tell you what. Now your season last year had a lot of guys hurt. Really tough to win games. This year, you've really improved on your win total. Talk about that.
We have. You know, we've tripled our wins from last year.
That's right.
You know, still not where we want to be, but we're making progress in the right direction, which is all you can ask for from your guys.
Jamon Copeland, always positive. Got the best shirt on campus too. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks.
That's it for the Coaches Show. I'm Danny Elzner. Thanks for watching. Rachel Harvey is a business major, and she means business on the volleyball court and in the classroom. She's all-conference and academic all-conference. UT Tyler, creating champions with student athletes.